plans before. You know you have. And most of them didn't survive the first month. The plan to get in shape, the plan to save money, the plan to start the business, the plan to change how you eat, how you spend your time, how you live. You made the plan with real intention, real energy, real belief. And 30 days later, the plan was gone. Not failed dramatically, just quietly abandoned. You stopped following it. You went back to the old way. And you told yourself you'd start again later, when things settled down, when the timing was better, when you had more discipline. Here's the truth. The plan didn't fail because you lacked discipline. And it didn't fail because the plan was bad. Most plans that die in the first 30 days die for reasons that have nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with how the plan was built. You were set up to fail before you started. The first 30 days of any plan are a specific kind of test, not a test of character, a test of design. And most plans are designed in a way that guarantees they collapse right around the 2-week mark, right when the initial enthusiasm burns off and the reality sets in. Understanding why is the difference between a plan that lasts and a plan that dies. Today, I want to show you the reasons plans fail in their first month. None of them are about you being weak. All of them are about how the plan was constructed and how you carried it into the world. And the thing I want you to understand by the end of this talk is that you can build plans that survive. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly why your past plans died. And you'll know how to build the next one so it doesn't. But here's the truth. Most people never figure this out. They spend their whole lives making plans and abandoning them, and then blaming themselves every single time. They collect a graveyard of dead plans and conclude that they're just not the kind of person who follows through. You can be different. You can see this clearly today. You see, the gap between someone whose plans last and someone whose plans die is not a gap in character. It's a gap in understanding. The people who understand the first 30 days build plans that survive them. The people who don't understand keep watching their plans collapse. So pay attention. The next 30 minutes might change every plan you make for the rest of your life. But you have to understand the trap first. Because right now, you've been building plans that were designed to die. And you can't fix a design flaw you can't see. Now, before we get into it, you must understand what a dead plan actually costs you. Because most people, when a plan fails, think about the immediate cost, the wasted effort, the disappointment, the money spent on the gym membership or the course or the equipment. They don't think about what the dead plan does to every plan that comes after it. Here's the truth. Every plan that dies teaches you something. And what most people learn from their dead plans is exactly the wrong lesson. They learn that they can't be trusted. They learn that plans don't work for them. They learn that starting something is dangerous because starting means eventually quitting, and quitting hurts. So they start smaller and dream smaller and reach for less. And after 10 years of dead plans, you haven't just lost 10 years of results. You've lost your belief in your own ability to change. You've built up a mountain of evidence, plan after plan, that you don't follow through. And that evidence becomes the ceiling on everything you attempt. You stop making big plans because you've stopped believing you can keep them. You see, the cost of a dead plan isn't measured in the wasted month. It's measured in the erosion of your faith in yourself, which follows you into every future attempt. 10 years of quitting teaches you to expect quitting. And here's what most people don't realize. The plan didn't die because you're a quitter. You became someone who expects to quit because your plans kept dying. The cause and effect ran backwards from what you thought. And until you learn to build plans that survive their first month, you'll keep gathering evidence against yourself. Every dead plan adds to the case that you can't change. And that case, once it gets big enough, stops you from even trying. You must take this seriously, because the version of you whose plans last operates in the world completely differently than the version whose plans die. The version whose plans last attempts big things because experience has taught them that starting leads to finishing. The version whose plans die avoids big things because experience has taught them the opposite. And the gap between those two versions, accumulated over decades, becomes the gap between a life of things accomplished and a life of things abandoned. Today, the reasons plans fail in the first 30 days, all of them fixable, none of them about your character. Get them right, and your plans start to survive. And when your plans survive, your whole relationship with yourself changes. You cannot keep doing this to yourself. The you who abandons this year's plan becomes the you who's afraid to make next year's plan unless something changes. And the something changing has to start with you understanding that the failure was never in your willpower. It was in the design. And the first thing you must see clearly is that most plans are built for a version of you that doesn't exist. You build the plan on your best day, on the day you're inspired, on the day you have energy and time and clarity and belief. And then you expect that plan to be carried out by the version of you that shows up on the average day, the tired day, the busy day, the discouraged day. Here's the truth. The person who makes the plan and the person who has to execute the plan are two different people. The planner is rested, motivated, and imagining a perfect future. The executor is exhausted, distracted, and dealing with an imperfect present. And when you build a plan sized for the planner, the executor cannot carry it. You see, on the day you make the plan, you feel like you could do anything. You'll wake up at 5, you'll work out every day, you'll cut out everything you enjoy, you'll work on the business 3 hours every night. The plan feels not just possible, but easy, because you're planning from a peak. But you don't live on the peak. You live in the valley most days. And when the average day arrives, the day you're tired, the day something went wrong at work, the day you just don't feel like it, the plan that was sized for your best self is now being handed to your average self. And your average self looks at that plan and knows immediately that it cannot do it. So it does nothing. And doing nothing once becomes the first crack. The mistake is planning for the version of you that made the plan instead of the version of you that has to live it. The person who wakes up on a random Tuesday, 3 weeks in, tired and unmotivated, is the person the plan has to serve. If the plan only works for your inspired self, the plan is already dead. It just doesn't know it yet. You must build plans for your average day, not your best day. Ask yourself when you make the plan, can I do this on the worst day I'm likely to have this month? Not the best day, the worst realistic day. If the answer is no, the plan is too big. Shrink it until the answer is yes. Because a plan you can execute on your worst day is a plan that survives. And a plan that only works on your best day is a plan that dies the first time a bad day arrives. And a bad day always arrives, usually within the first 2 weeks. The second thing you have to look at is the size of the change you're attempting all at once. Because most plans fail not because the change was wrong, but because you tried to make too much change at the same time. You didn't build one new habit, you tried to build 5. And 5 at once is more than any human system can absorb in 30 days. You see, when you decide to change your life, the temptation is to change everything at once. New diet, new exercise, new sleep schedule, new morning routine, new spending habits, all starting Monday. It feels powerful. It feels like a real transformation. And it collapses faster than any single change would have because you've overloaded yourself completely. Every new habit costs energy to maintain while it's new. Before it's automatic, you have to consciously force yourself to do it every single time. That conscious forcing draws from a limited reserve. And when you're forcing 5 new habits at once, you drain the reserve in days. But here's the truth. Most people never connect their plan's failure to its size. They think they failed because they weren't committed enough. They were plenty committed. They just tried to spend a month's worth of willpower in a week. The commitment wasn't the problem. The load was. And here's the truth. One new habit built properly has a real chance of surviving. 5 new habits started at once have almost no chance. Because the reserve that maintains new habits is shared across all of them. And when you split it 5 ways, none of them get enough to become permanent. By the end of the 2nd week, the reserve is empty. And when the reserve is empty, all 5 habits collapse at the same time. You don't lose 1 and keep 4. You lose all of them together because they were all drawing from the same drained account. You got to change one thing at a time. Pick the single most important change. Build it until it's automatic, until you do it without forcing yourself. That takes weeks, sometimes months. Only then do you add the next one. One habit becoming permanent is worth more than 5 habits, half started and abandoned. It feels slow. It feels like you're not doing enough. But the person who changes 1 thing a quarter changes 4 things a year and keeps all 4. The person who changes 5 things at once every January keeps none of them by February. Slow and permanent beats fast and temporary every single time. The 3rd thing you have to look at is whether you built the plan around motivation, because motivation is the fuel most plans run on, and motivation is the least reliable fuel there is. It's abundant on day 1 and nearly gone by day 14. And a plan that needs motivation to run is a plan that stops running the moment the motivation does. Here's the truth. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions don't last. The excitement you feel when you start something new is real, but it's temporary. It's a wave. It crests high at the beginning and then it recedes, and it always recedes. That's not a flaw in you. That's how emotions work. And if your plan requires you to feel motivated in order to follow it, then your plan is tied to a wave that's guaranteed to recede. When the wave is high, you follow the plan easily. When the wave recedes, the plan becomes impossible. You see, most people build their entire plan on the feeling they have on day 1. They feel unstoppable, so they design a plan for an unstoppable person. And then right on schedule, around the 2-week mark, the feeling fades, and it always fades. And when it fades, they conclude they've lost their motivation, and they quit. But the people whose plans survive aren't the people who stay motivated. Nobody stays motivated. The people whose plans survive built their plans so they don't require motivation. They built systems. They built routines. They built structures that carry them through the days when the feeling is gone. Because the feeling is always going to be gone eventually. A system runs whether you feel like it or not. You do it at the same time, in the same way, regardless of your mood. You don't ask yourself whether you feel motivated. You don't wait for inspiration. You just do the thing because it's what you do at that time. The way you brush your teeth without needing to feel inspired about it. You got to stop building plans that run on feeling. Build plans that run on structure. Attach the new behavior to a fixed time, a fixed place, a fixed trigger. Make it something you do, not something you feel like doing. Because the day you don't feel like doing it is the day the plan either dies or proves it can survive without the feeling. And that day comes fast, usually inside the first 2 weeks. The plan that needed motivation is gone by then. The plan built on a structure is just getting started, running on something far more reliable than a feeling that was always going to fade. The fourth thing you must look at, and this is the one that catches almost everyone, is what you do the first time you slip. Because you will slip. Everyone slips. And the plan doesn't die from the slip. The plan dies from what you do after the slip. You see, every plan involves a slip in the first 30 days. You miss a day. You break the diet. You skip the workout. You don't do the thing you said you'd do. This is not a failure. This is just what happens when a human being tries to change. The slip is normal. The slip is expected. The slip is not the problem. The problem is the story you tell yourself about the slip. Most people, the first time they miss a day, tell themselves they've blown it. They've broken the streak. They've proven they can't do it. And once they've told themselves that story, they quit entirely. One missed day becomes a missed week, becomes an abandoned plan. Not because one missed day matters, but because the missed day triggered a story that ended the whole thing. Let me tell you about somebody. I once knew a woman who had tried to build a running habit more times than she could count. Every attempt followed the same shape. She'd start strong, run every day for a week or two, feel great about it. Then one day something would come up. She'd get sick or busy or just tired, and she'd miss a run. And the moment she missed one, the whole thing came apart. She'd tell herself she'd fallen off. She'd broken the streak. And within a week, she'd stopped running entirely. Every time, the same pattern. Every time, one missed day ended it. She came to understand eventually that the running was never the problem. She could run. She'd proven she could run dozens of times for a week or two at a stretch. The problem was that she treated one missed day as total failure. And total failure gave her permission to quit. So she changed one thing. Just one. She made a rule for herself. Never miss twice. She could miss a day. Anyone can miss a day, life happens. But she could never miss 2 days in a row. One missed run was an accident. 2 missed runs was the beginning of the end, and she would not allow it. Miss once, fine. Come back the next day, no matter what. That single rule changed everything. Now, when she missed a day, it didn't trigger the story of failure. It triggered the rule. Missed yesterday, so today is non-negotiable. The slip became not a reason to quit, but a reason to show up. The thing that used to end her plans became the thing that reinforced them. A year later, she was still running. She'd missed plenty of individual days across that year, but she'd never missed 2 in a row. And the habit that had died a dozen times in 2-week bursts finally survived because she'd stopped letting one slip become total collapse. She told me that the never miss twice rule was the single most important thing she'd ever learned about change. Not discipline, not motivation, just a rule about what to do the moment she slipped. So the slip couldn't take the whole plan down with it. I am telling you, this is the difference between plans that die and plans that last. The fifth thing you have to look at is whether you told anyone your plan and how. Because most people either keep their plans completely secret or announce them loudly. And both of those done wrong kill the plan. The way you carry your plan into the world of other people has a lot to do with whether it survives. You see, when you keep a plan completely secret, no one knows if you follow it or abandon it. There's no accountability. You can quit and no one will ever know you quit. And a plan that no one is watching is a plan that's very easy to let die quietly. The secret plan dies in the dark with no witnesses. But when you announce your plan loudly to everyone, something different but equally destructive happens. You get a rush of approval just from announcing it. People are impressed. People encourage you. And that approval feels like accomplishment, even though you haven't accomplished anything yet. The announcement gives you a taste of the reward before you've done the work. And once you've had the taste, the drive to actually do the work weakens. You already got the feeling you were chasing. Why do the hard part now? The secret plan dies from lack of accountability. The loudly announced plan dies from premature reward. And most people fall into one of those two traps without ever realizing there's a third way. A way that gives you accountability without giving you the reward before you've earned it. The third way is to tell a small number of the right people. Not everyone. Not no one. A few people who will actually hold you to it. People who will ask you how it's going. People who care whether you follow through and who won't just applaud the announcement and move on. And you tell them not the grand vision, but the specific commitment. Not, I'm going to transform my life. That's an announcement that buys you cheap approval. Instead, I'm going to do this specific thing at this specific time. And I want you to ask me on Friday whether I did it. That's not an announcement. That's accountability. The difference is enormous. The announcement of a grand vision gives you a reward you didn't earn. The commitment to a specific action witnessed by someone who will check gives you a reason to actually do it. One weakens the plan. The other strengthens it. Same act of telling people, completely different effect. You got to choose your witnesses carefully and tell them the right thing. A few people, the specific commitment, not the grand dream, and ask them directly to hold you to it. Give them permission to ask you the hard question. Because the plan that has a witness who'll ask is much harder to abandon than the plan that has no witness at all. And harder to abandon is the whole game in the first 30 days. Everything you can do to make quitting harder and continuing easier tilts the odds in your favor. The right witnesses make quitting harder. The wrong ones, or none at all, make quitting easy. The sixth thing you must understand is that most plans fail because they have no room in them for real life. You built the plan as if the next 30 days would be normal, as if nothing would go wrong, as if you'd have your usual amount of time and energy and calm. And then real life arrives, the way it always does, and the plan has no room to absorb it. Here's the truth. The next 30 days will not be normal. Something will come up. Someone will get sick. Work will get busy. A crisis will land. Something you didn't plan for will consume your time and energy right when you needed that time and energy for your plan. This is not bad luck. This is just what 30 days contains. And a plan built for perfect conditions cannot survive imperfect ones. The moment real life intrudes, the perfect plan breaks because it had no slack, no flexibility, no room to bend without breaking entirely. You see, most people design their plans for their ideal week. The week where they have time to cook every meal, do every workout, put in every hour. And maybe 1 week in the month actually looks like that. The other 3 weeks look like real life. And the plan built for the ideal week fails in the 3 weeks that aren't ideal. The people whose plans survive build them to bend. They have a full version of the plan for good days and a minimum version for hard days. On the good day, they do the full workout. On the hard day, they do 5 minutes, but they do something. The minimum version keeps the habit alive when the full version is impossible. Because the enemy of a habit is the zero, the day you do nothing, the day the chain breaks completely. And the minimum version exists specifically to prevent the zero. On the worst day, when the full plan is out of reach, you do the minimum and the habit stays alive. You got to build the minimum version before you need it. Decide in advance what the smallest possible version of your plan looks like. The workout that's just 5 minutes. The writing that's just 1 sentence. The saving that's just $1. So small it's almost embarrassing. So small you can do it on the worst day you'll have. And on the hard days, you do the minimum and you keep the streak alive. Not because the minimum accomplishes much, because the minimum keeps you in the game. And staying in the game through the hard days is what separates the plans that survive from the plans that break at the first sign of real life. The 7th thing you have to look at is whether you set the plan up to give you any evidence that it's working. Because in the first 30 days, most plans produce no visible results. And a plan that produces no visible results while demanding real effort is a plan you'll abandon out of discouragement. You see, the effort comes first, and the results come much later. You start working out, and for weeks you look the same. You start saving, and for weeks the account barely moves. You start the business, and for weeks nothing happens. The effort is immediate. The results are delayed, and the gap between them is where most plans die. Because you're putting in the work and you're not seeing the payoff, and after 2 or 3 weeks of that, the part of you that wants a return on your investment starts to rebel. What's the point, it asks, if nothing is changing? And that question unanswered ends the plan. The mistake is measuring the plan only by the results you can't yet see. The weight that hasn't come off, the money that hasn't accumulated, the success that hasn't arrived. Those are the wrong things to measure in the first 30 days because none of them have had time to appear. The people whose plans survive measure something else. They measure the doing, not the result. Did I do the workout today? Yes. That's a win, regardless of what the scale says. Did I follow the plan today? Yes. That's evidence the plan is working, even when the outcome hasn't shown up yet. Because in the first 30 days, the only evidence available is the evidence of your own consistency. You can't yet see the results, but you can see that you showed up, and you have to let showing up be the win, or you'll quit before the results have a chance to arrive. You got to track the action, not the outcome. Mark the days you did the thing. Count the times you showed up. Make the doing visible so you have proof of progress, even when the results are still invisible. Because you need proof. The human being needs to see that effort is producing something, even if the something at first is just a record of consistency. And here's the truth. The record of consistency is what eventually produces the results. The results are just consistency, given enough time. So if you can fall in love with the consistency itself, if you can let each day of showing up be its own reward, you'll still be there when the results finally arrive. So here's the inversion you have to make. Most people, when a plan fails, blame themselves. The fix is almost never more willpower. The fix is to build the plan so it doesn't require willpower you don't have. And so it survives the things that always go wrong in the first 30 days. Start with the size. Build the plan for your average day, not your best day. Ask whether you could do it on your worst realistic day this month. If not, shrink it until you could. A plan sized for your worst day survives. A plan sized for your best day dies. Change one thing at a time, not 5. One new habit built until it's automatic before you add the next. because your capacity to force new behavior is limited. And spreading it across 5 habits means none of them stick. Build on structure, not motivation. Attach the behavior to a fixed time and place and trigger. Make it something you do, not something you feel like doing. Because the motivation fades inside 2 weeks, and the structure is what carries you after it's gone. Never build a plan that needs a feeling to survive. Make a rule for the slip. Never miss twice. You'll miss once, everyone misses once, but 2 in a row is the beginning of the end, and you won't allow it. Turn the slip from a reason to quit into a reason to show up. Choose your witnesses. Not everyone, not no one. A few people who'll hold you to the specific commitment and who'll ask you whether you did it. Give them permission to ask the hard question, accountability without premature reward. Make quitting harder by making it witnessed. Build the minimum version. Decide in advance what the smallest possible version of the plan looks like for the days when real life makes the full version impossible. So small, it's almost embarrassing. And on the hard days, do the minimum and keep the streak alive. Then track the action, not the outcome. Mark the days you showed up. Let consistency be the win while the results are still invisible. Because the results are just consistency given time. And you have to survive long enough for the time to pass. And here's the truth. Once you've built the plan this way, the first 30 days stop being a test you're likely to fail. They become a test you're built to pass. The plan bends instead of breaking. The slip strengthens instead of ends. And you make it to day 31, which is where most of the abandoned plans never got to go. Because day 31 is where it starts to get easier. The habit is closer to automatic. The results are starting to show. The witnesses are still asking. The whole thing has momentum it didn't have on day 1. If you can survive the first 30 days, the plan starts working for you instead of against you. That's the whole reframe. Stop blaming your willpower. Start building plans that don't require the willpower you don't have. The failure was always in the design, and the design is something you can fix. So here's what I want you to carry with you. The plans that died in your past didn't die because you're a quitter. They died because they were built wrong, sized for your best day, loaded with too many changes at once, running on motivation that was always going to fade. They had no rule for the slip, so one missed day took the whole thing down. They had the wrong witnesses, or none. They had no minimum version, so they broke the first time real life intruded. And they measured results that hadn't had time to appear, so they died of discouragement before the payoff arrived. Fix those things, one at a time, in the next plan you build. And the plan survives its first month, not because you became a different person, because you built a different plan. One designed for the executor, not just the planner. One that bends instead of breaking. One that survives the things that always go wrong. I am telling you, this is the secret most people never figure out. They spend their whole lives making plans and blaming themselves when the plans die, never realizing that the plans died from design flaws they could have fixed. The design, once you see it clearly, can be corrected. And the plans that used to die in 2 weeks start surviving to 30 days and beyond. Because you built them to survive instead of building them to impress yourself on day 1. Pick one plan this week, something you've tried and failed before. And this time, build it differently. Size it for your worst day. Change one thing only. Build it on structure. Make the never miss twice rule. Choose a witness. Build the minimum version. Track the doing. And then carry it through the first 30 days. the way you now know how to carry it, through the slip that used to end it, through the day the motivation fades, through the real life that always intrudes, through the stretch where no results have shown up yet, and come out the other side at day 31 with a plan that's still alive. That's a feeling you may not have had in a long time. A plan that survived. Proof, at last, that you can follow through when the plan is built right. And that proof changes everything, because it starts to erase the mountain of evidence you built up that said you couldn't. One surviving plan is worth more than 100 dead ones, because it teaches you the lesson the dead ones never could. You cannot afford another decade of dead plans, not because the results matter most, because every dead plan chips away at your belief that you can change, and every surviving plan rebuilds it. And your belief that you can change is the foundation everything else in your life gets built on. So build the next one right. Carry it through 30 days. Let it survive, and let it teach you what you've needed to know all along, that you were never the problem. The design was, and the design is yours to fix.